title of the story is The Dream That Built an Empire. Rise of the Ottomans. Before there was an empire, there was just a dream. In a small town on the edge of Anatolia, in the 13th century, lived a young tribal chief named Osman, not a king, not a warrior of legend, just a man with a vision. His people, the Kai tribe, were surrounded by chaos. The mighty Seljuk Empire had collapsed. The Mongols had swept through, burning cities to ashes. The land was broken, the future uncertain. But Osman believed. One night, he had a dream. He saw a tree growing from his chest, its branches stretching across the world, giving shade to the poor, justice to the oppressed, and unity to divided lands. His spiritual guide said, "This dream is not just a vision, it is your mission." While other tribes were fighting for survival, Osman was building something greater. He didn't have gold, he didn't have a massive army, but he had something far more powerful: belief in a cause. He led his people with wisdom, courage, and justice. He wasn't interested in conquering for power. He wanted to create a land where law ruled, where trade thrived, and where no man Muslim, Christian, or Jew would be oppressed. As his tribe began to grow, he made alliances, not by force, but by fairness. He respected others' beliefs. He invited scholars, craftsmen, and thinkers to settle in his small town. Slowly, that town became a city, and that city, a state. Osman's leadership inspired his followers, not through fear, but by trust. His soldiers fought not for loot, but for honor and purpose. And when they went to battle, they didn't chant his name. They chanted the name of justice. Years passed. The small state started defeating much larger enemies. City after city joined his cause, not just because he won, but because he ruled with mercy and balance. He passed away in 1326, just as his army captured Bursa, the Ottomans' first real capital. He didn't live to see the full rise of the empire, but his dream lived on. And his son, Orhan, and grandson Murad turned that vision into reality. What Osman started as a humble dream became the Ottoman Empire, a force that would last over 600 years, stretch across 3 continents, and impact the world in culture, science, law, and architecture. And it all began with a dream in a small, forgotten town, and a man who believed that faith, justice, and unity were more powerful than swords. The moral of the story is, great empires don't begin with armies, they begin with visions. Osman I had no riches, no kingship, and no throne. But he had something kings often lack: purpose. Where others saw land to be looted, he saw a civilization to be built. Where others used fear, he used fairness. His story teaches us, you don't need everything to begin, just the courage to believe. Leadership isn't about titles, it's about what you do when no one believes in you. Lasting legacies aren't built in palaces, they're built in patience, sacrifice, and service. So whether you're starting a business, a dream, or a movement, remember Osman. History may forget kings with gold, but it never forgets the ones who planted the seed of a future no one else could see.